Hi, Tabu Pake. It's very nice to meet you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Your brand has been selected for the MASTERCLAss.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm really excited, obviously. Being chosen, obviously.
Yeah?
Special one, so yeah.
So what's your brand about? What are we to expect coming into this MASTERCLAss?
Basically, my brand is it's not really just a normal chef, because people just like keeping it basic and think they're gonna just get food and all these things. So my brand is just based on not just cooking any type of dish, but every type of dish I cook has a meaning to it and has a background to it as well. So I always, basically, it's more about lifestyle, lifestyle of a chef, how we fish for fish, where we get our type of fish, how to butcher a fish, and how to put it on a plate. So I'm not really just one of those nonchalant chefs who just cook a dish and just put it out there. I like showing people the whole process from the beginning, respecting the ingredient from the start and go to the end, because obviously I come from a farming background, so for me it's more like come from a farming background and a fine dining background. So for me it's from more like farm to table type of thing. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. So what's your food philosophy? What is it that you keep in mind with every dish?
Every dish. I think for me, what I keep in mind with every dish, okay, number one is respecting the ingredients. Number two, I created something called African avant-garde cuisine. And how I created African avant-garde cuisine was, like I told you, my background was fine dining, and when you go to fine dining, 5-star tasting menus, it's all about French techniques, French backgrounds and all these things. And people never saw African food being fine dining, because obviously, you look at a plate and you're thinking of Gary, you think of Bop, you think of this, you think of Shaki, and you're thinking of all these things, and you're just thinking, looking at it and like, oh, African food is ugly. So my perspective was more about taking what we have around us and what is indigenous to our surroundings, and actually taking it and actually putting it on a plate in terms of in a fine dining aspect. So for instance, probably instead of just looking at kuningera as a morning drink, in my head I'm thinking kuningera ice cream, and there's a whole dessert around that, and basically that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to modernize African food, but still keeping the flavors, the nostalgia, and still keeping the culture, obviously, and still keeping it relatable to people, because food for me is not just about eating, but it's about emotions,
So what we're going to do is that we're going to bring out our short list, the stories we decided to create. I don't know if you want to listen to the soundtrack again, one more time while you are doing that. But if you've created a story, bring it out so we can just hear ideas and have a clear blueprint of what to shoot. So I'll start with you. No, I saw your own. You said go to the river. No. Okay. So we have Chef Tabo, and his meal today is around fish. And lamb curry. Whatever we are teaching you here in the masterclass is how to achieve fantastic visuals and tell fantastic stories using your mobile phone device. Right? And remember what I said. His description, he's a fast talker, so we need to control the pace, because the soundtrack we've selected is not a fast-paced soundtrack, and we just don't want him to move ahead of the narrative. I don't know if I'm making sense. So we're going to record his voiceover here with a mobile phone. So Mr. Tabo, tell me your story. Action.
In dealing with fish, you need to be delicate. It is not just like meat that can be butchered carelessly. It has a revered process that can only be appreciated by not only lovers of nature, but people who respect it. Catering to fish starts with cleaning it by scraping off the scales and the dirt on it. Tough, yet mild scraping on both sides of the fish, carefully so as not to break through the skin. Then wash it. Then you cut it into portion pieces, dust it with flour and salt before placing it onto a hot pan with light oil, starting with high heat to seal the fish off so it does not fall apart. Then drop your heat so that it cooks all the way through. The fish fries for 4 minutes, 2 minutes on low heat and 2 minutes on high heat, in which you then drizzle orange juice to finish off. With your fish being done, you then begin to prep your vegetables, plating and for dressing. You then season with olive oil, salt and coriander powder. As a chef, I love avocado on my salad. So I first drizzle olive oil and char it on the fire for a few seconds before serving with the salad. At the end of the day, it is all about love, nostalgia, passion, and respecting the food and where it comes from, whether it is from the earth or the ocean. My name is Sabo Pake, I am the chef for the accent, and I am African avant-garde cuisine.